Alright, so John Cena is done. He tapped out. I was like, look, there's a lot of hoopla on the internet, or what the right call it. Everybody was very mad and very irate. People were pissed off. How dare you do this? All this other stuff. Look, I already give my opinion, put it online. I thought it was fine that he tapped out. I was actually fine with any route that he went. I was like, I kind of could see it. I could see it the most. Gunther basically has him on the brink, and John Cena just powers up, and he just gives him enough AAs to never give up. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. All right, cool. Whatever. He taps out. I was like he did. Everybody's mad. But why did he have that stupid ass smile on his face? When I was like, we've seen it explained by a couple people. I even put it myself when I first seen it happen. That it looked like when you know that the main character at the time or the hero is basically in a position where he understands he's not going to win. So it's sort of a sacrifice type of thing. Or if he would have just passed out limp arm and did the whole, I was like, that what I would have also understood too, of never give up to the point that he died. Okay, that doesn't seem like that's it. I was like cool within the whole thing. It's sort of a weird blend of, hey, this is wrestling, it's a story, but it's also my story, and you ruined my childhood. Whatever. Um, sure, if he would have passed out as well, I guess that's never giving up, but it's basically giving up to the point that you're not here, you know. Anyway, cool, that happened. But what I was surprised about was the actual amount of booze that was given and the amount of you fucked up Triple H. That's where I was actually surprised about. The internet hoopla, crying, whatever. I understand that. Hell, there was a good amount that really just felt like it was really rage baiting in a way that's even more heightened than the amount of rage baited you see in wrestling area, where I was like, where you could tell, like, because I was like, there's accounts that we all know that is like says off the wall stuff, or being like so really mad that it's almost like, like just like you like, where it's just like, man, do you not have anything else going on in your life except for this? Like, I understand that you wanted to go on a good note, but this was this to this level anyway. But the actual live crowd is really what to take in, because a lot of times it's like, hey, nothing won't ever change until the live crowd says something. Nothing won't ever change until the live crowd acts like the internet community. And here they was ahead of the internet community. Um, with that being said, you see Triple H come out, give him the handshake or whatever, goes up to John, laughs sort of in his ear. Um, you've had several people be either saying like, oh, like, Triple H is doing this, Cena have no part in this. I've even seen people that say that the crowd was disrespectful, considering this is Cena's last match and he's getting so many boos that, guess what? This really does seem like it's booing Cena more so than it's booing the whole thing. It made me think of how people would like boo Roman Reigns or play and not paying attention to the wrestlers in the ring while because they were sort of protesting Vince back in the day. And it's like, oh, okay, you do that, and I get it. You can't. I was like, you have to show your displeasure, but also you're sort of shitting on I would like the wrestlers themselves, even though you're trying to poo-poo on the creative. With this one, while I think that Cena's like, I go wherever the plan is. But the whole thing of having this NXT style WWE thing showcasing the future really tells me that, hey, he was going to probably try to lay down for Gunther. I mean, he let him lay down for Gunther, Austin Theory, Solo Sikoa. He's gonna let Gunther win. I was like, and I was like, people are like, what next? What next for Gunther? Well, we obviously seen that AJ Styles is somewhere next for Gunther. Like I said in a previous video, that this is basically his gimmick. He should just do this WrestleMania, beat their ass before they go to the retirement home. So that's what's next for him. And then people are like, oh, he does this. What's going to happen to Gunther? Where's Gunther going to like level up to? Now, we do need to see where this keeps going on from here. But like how I sort of was stating in another video where I was like, there really aren't any pure baby faces. Cody, Sammy, Jay is kind of where it is about pure baby faces. There's not really any. There's like, yeah, there's like baby faces where like there's good people, but they're not purebred baby faces, or at least Jay before everybody started hating them. But I was like, heels. Who's really a pure heel? It's probably Dom, and he's even getting to the point where now he's getting booed, but everybody loves Dom. There was a time where everybody hated Dom. Now it's not at that level anymore. Who else can you really say that about? Everybody like, oh, Drew, but Drew just an ass, but he's not a heel. But did you hear that crowd tonight? You hear how they was going at Gunther? That is the type of heel that's like, you crushed their souls. You crushed that little kid right there. You crushed everybody for the millions and millions of people out there. You crushed them. And that's a hole. We don't have a hole that's like that. A heel, my bad. That's an asshole like that. We don't. There's no. And I was like, now you're getting it. Now I was like, yes. Cause at least I was like, this hadn't been really since New Day did the thing with Big E, where I was like, where it was just boo or whatever, and that carried on for a good couple, I was like, weeks to a month or something, and then it petered out because they just didn't do anything with him. Gunther, I don't feel like that's going to be necessarily the case. I feel like they'll try to do something with him, but this type of pure heat, this type of heel heat, you don't have that. You got bad guys, but they're like bad guys because we know, like, from a character perspective, boo that character. But the boo of like, nah, you gonna feel this boo. I pay my ticket so I can boo you. That's what Gunther's at. And that's where I'm like, Triple H actually was cooking right. Also, I pointed out too that if Cena wins, hey, it's a feel good moment, it's cool, everything. And I was like, it'll have I was like, the ratings up of, oh, this is a viewed video. You know, it's a higher view video. Him losing, him tapping out, hearing the boos, especially they keep it all in. On top of that, guess what? From years from now, you will always be able to go back and still be like, was this the right move? His farewell tour, this is whatever it is. This is always going to be able to be put back on it. And I get what you're saying. You're like, oh, there's been a lot of Undertaker, HBK, or Ric Flair, and there's other people that like went out on top, or in a way that was like, hey, those are getting view video. People go, and it's like, yeah. But guess what? What does really well? Kind of getting this little fuel in your glory. People still talk to this day about bad decisions more than they talk about the good decisions. Like, the good decisions are brought up like, yeah, once, every now and then. You could always hit something with this. Because guess what? Whenever there's a insert another bad storyline, insert bad whatever sucking thing here. Not literally. But you'll always be able to put, well, it's not as bad as how John Cena tapped out. This ain't as bad as this. Oh, man. I was like how everybody's over here like, man, Vince wouldn't have had it like this. Or whatever, was a lie. I was like, it'd have been different. But still, you could, like, this is always going to be a topic from now on. And if you don't think that's also not something, because it's like, this isn't like something that's like bad, like something like really just like, oh, this like terribly sucks. But this is something that WWE knows will always have something that, hey, everybody doing this YouTube stuff, everybody talking about WWE or whatever, we'll always bring it up. And we'll start up more conversation. Start up always a new thing. Start up a whole list about something. Reminiscing about this, reminiscing about that. So the long game of this, I was like, and I'm not even saying they even thinking about any of that type of stuff. But I think in the long term, guess what? That's a win. I was like, everybody's always gonna remember this. That I was like, there's some things that just like, something that ended a goodwill, a good feel part of your life that you'll always remember. And then there's always the negative ones. And then something that, hey, if it would have happened out as good as it did, yeah, you might have remembered it, but then maybe it would also been nothing. And I think, especially how Cena's tour probably got mixed emotions, I think this just adds to it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a positive from all standpoints. Cena got to do what he wanted to do. I was like, Gunther gets to be a strong heel for however long that lasts. It goes to the next story because I'm like, there's several people that's obviously is retiring. I was like, you get them. You'll still get the views and all that other stuff. Most views, most hated, whatever, dislikes, uplikes, whatever. I was like, I think this is one of them things that I think ended out better because of the tap out and his dumb smile than it would have if he would have did what he needed to do and John Cena, Superman, through it all and was able to win. And I remember it because it made my heart feel good, and then I forget about it because that's what you would have did. You would have forgot about it because everything ended right. But now everything it didn't, and now you just get to churn in that for days, weeks, hell, for some of y'all even months, because y'all take this wrestling thing to the heart. Anyway, this is my 2 cents on the whole thing. My 2% of the milk. Obviously, what do y'all think? Are you on the side that you enjoyed the tap out? Maybe you just hated his smile or whatever. Or did you think he should have went out on top? Gunther should have been laid on the mat. Let me know. Until then.